So help me create. I'm at Microsoft 365 home, and
Mm-hmm.
you can see that in the upper corner up here. Basically, Microsoft365.com. I'm logged in with my enterprise account. From this home page, if you look on the left-hand sidebar, let me get the arrow. From the left-hand sidebar, you're going to see the create option right up there. And what we want to do is click on create. And the first thing that you're going to see is actually relatively new, and it's the help me create option. This is a great introduction into Copilot for teammates that are brand new to it, never really interacted with it before. And we don't have to navigate to specific apps. We can start the experience here and then kind of show them the magic of Copilot before we get into the kind of the specific details and the nuances. So when you go to help me create, it's going to bring open this editor, and you're going to be able to go in and describe your idea in natural language. You can
Mm-hmm.
tell Copilot what you're thinking about creating, and it's going to guide you to maybe the best app for that experience and help you to get started. But don't worry, if you're brand new to it, you can actually go down and there's a bunch of different examples that are already built into it. So you can say, well, I need to create a sales presentation for an innovative toaster. I think that's pretty specific. That's actually kind of funny. I want to see what it's going to do. So we would generate that, and then it's going to prompt essentially Copilot, and then it's going to come back with a couple of results and get you started. So we're going to let this work through because I want to see the innovative toaster presentation that it's thinking about. The curiosity got the best of me, so we're having a brief segue in our deep dive here as it creates the draft around that. And because it's a presentation, it's going to lean on PowerPoint, but it's also suggesting Sway and Word. Now, I know PowerPoint can create a presentation. I know Word can create a presentation. And I've used Sway many, many years ago to create a presentation. I wasn't sure that Microsoft still remembered that Sway could create presentations because it seems like they kind of forgot about that product.
Yeah.
But we've got the basis of a title slide, some additional slides over here off to the side. And then if we need to, we're able to go in and adjust this, the length, the tone, the type that we want to work with. We could regenerate this. It's suggesting PowerPoint, but let's actually see Sway create new, Word create new. I kind of want to click on all of these. So we're going to see what happens. So I'm going to click on the Word. It opens up a new tab. It says it's indicating that it's still loading over there. So I'm going to let that run for just a second. In the meantime, I'm going to go back over here. Now it's telling me that it's generating. I'll go back to that tab in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really curious though to see what it's going to do with Sway.
Yeah,
For
me too.
curiosity's sake, I just want to click on the button. I can't resist.
So this is kind of one of those like, what do I use when type of situations, but it's more like I've got an idea and I don't know how to like get it out of my head, right? This tool can help you like say like, here's the couple different vehicles to share your idea with the world or with your organization. You know, do you want to jump into that app and create a draft right now? And that's essentially what it's doing. So you can create a slide deck, you can create a Word document, and just kind of see like where your creativity takes you. You know, if you're like, well, you know, I like the format here over the format in the other app. Let's go, you know, let's chase this rabbit for a little while. You can do that.
And it just really takes the decision making away, like from, do I use this? Do I use that? It just gives you some examples to kind of
Mm-hmm.
like get over the blank page. And I think that's the biggest barrier, just getting over that blank page. And it kind of does that. So we saw that it did a pretty good job with Word. It went ahead and created, we've got headers inside of here, header one. Each header one's actually going to be a new slide if we were to create a presentation based off of this PowerPoint. It's got normal text in it that would apply to the slide. If I go to the PowerPoint tab, you can see it's actually created a number of different slides for me. There's no images, but there is text. And so we're over the blank page. We could add a design to it, add in images. For Sway, this is what I assumed was going to happen. Nothing.
Just a blank Sway, yeah.
Just a blank Sway to start off with. But that's what the Help Me Create can actually do. You just describe your idea, what you're thinking about in natural language, and it kind of
Hmm.
looks at the different apps that are out there, and it gives you a couple of different apps to choose from. But it takes that original thought, topic, idea, and kind of expands on it a little bit. And then you can start generating something brand new from there. And you don't have to think about, what app do I start in? Well, I want to create a PowerPoint presentation. Is it better if I do an outline and a draft in Word and then the PowerPoint? Or do I go to PowerPoint and just start from scratch? You don't have to think about
Hmm.
that. You can just get the idea down. Copilot's going to give you a couple of recommendations, and then you can start the process without a blank page. You've got some words down, then you can start
Yeah.
really massaging that into something that you would turn into an actual deliverable.
Yeah. That's pretty nice. And you know, obviously, like we all kind of know what Word and PowerPoint are used for, but what you might find is as you're prompting or like putting in your help me create, if you talk about like the way you want to create it, you know, like um your kind of like work style, if you will, it may lead you more towards like, I was expecting to do this in like Word or OneNote, but Copilot might recommend to you something like Loop or something like that. That's like, hey, you know, I know you're talking, or your mind right now is in the phase of like, I'm just going to put text on a page, and that's Microsoft Word, but you have a little bit more flexibility if you do this in Loop. You know, we can set you up a Loop workspace, and then you can bring people in, you know, because based off of what you told me in the prompt, um you know, you might want to like bring in colleagues and have them like co-author at the same time, and you might want to have mixed media, right, where you're adding tables and stuff. So it might recommend some tool that you've never even used before, and that's where like this help me create might help you kind of discover some new applications. Like some people who are watching this might have never even heard of Sway, and they might, you know, try out this new presentation format that they never even knew existed before.